Hi and welcome to my channel. I'm Lara for those of you who don't know me, and I'm an intuitive life coach, and I'm also a quantum paradigm mind state coach. So I work a lot with mind state of being, cultivating the state of being that you want to essentially live in, and then also manifesting from that place. Today I want to talk about yoga though, because yoga is actually a huge part of my life. I was a yoga teacher before I was a life coach, and it's something that I still practice today that changes my life 100%, not only my body but also my mind. So I just want to share that today because I think a lot of people think of yoga as an exercise or something physically to do to your body or do with your body. And I have older parents that I've seen kind of avoid yoga just because they don't think that they can do it. So I kind of want to bust that myth where yoga really will meet you wherever you're at. And obviously find the right class, find the right teacher. You don't want to be in an advanced class if really you need something more gentle. And gentle yoga is a great place to start because really what we're doing when we're practicing yoga is we're doing an embodiment practice. And we're learning how to breathe deeply. And not only are we embodying our physical body, which most of us project the majority of our energy outside of us. So learning how to come home and to come within and be within that space is a very powerful practice. And it builds on top of that because then you can begin to become more aware of your thoughts, more aware of your energy. You can then learn to manifest from this place of deep self-mastery and self-awareness, which really, in my opinion, is what manifestation is all about. It's not just visualizing and thinking the right thoughts. It's an embodiment practice as well. And one where you're aligning with specific vibrations to call whatever it is you want in. And there's obviously a lot more to it than that. You get all systems working together, mind, thought, body, energy, to produce the outcome that you want. But again, that starts with self-awareness and an embodiment practice, which again, yoga is great for. Yoga also is great for stretching and opening not just your physical body, but your energy body. So as you begin to open and move your energy body, we have these little pathways, these meridians that run through us, and they can get stuck and stagnant. Like if you think of little flowing streams, if a stream gets backed up, the water gets kind of mucky and dirty, and that's kind of what happens with your energy. It can just be trickling through, or too much can be coming through, or it can be completely blocked. And again, yoga, as we stretch and move, we're opening these centers. And that's why exercise in general is really good. Like if you're stressed out and you go for a long run, you're moving energy. If you do something physical, you're moving energy. And essentially, it's good for your energetic hygiene or your energetic health. So not only that, but range of motion will bring this into the picture. Just because if you're young, you might not be feeling it so much right now, but as you get older, we get caught in these repetitive planes, especially if you're an athlete, you're running, you're kind of staying in one plane, your hips are getting tight, maybe your shoulders are crunching in. Yoga is also great to kind of counteract this. So if you feel your shoulders are getting tight, we want to begin to stretch and open the chest, right? You know, if our hamstrings are getting tight, we want to be doing forward folds and things to release and to open. And essentially, it's like, you know, having a vehicle and getting your oil changed. You wouldn't go 80 years without getting your oil changed. If you think of it that way, this is regular maintenance to counteract the daily patterns and habits, not only energetically, but physically we're carrying with us. So again, yoga is great for all of this, and you can start at any place. Yoga also helps to move blood, lymph. There's a squeeze and soak effect in yoga where if you do a compression, it'll squeeze out all the blood, and then when you release, all the blood will rush back in. It'll be fresh, oxygenated blood. So again, if we begin to look at yoga as more of a practice for self-care, and something that you can do anytime, anywhere. Like I don't usually do like a full rigorous yoga practice on my own. I struggle with that. What my sessions look more like is I turn on music, so it's a bit of dance, it's a bit of stretch with some movement, with some yoga. And I like to move my arms and my energy out through the tips of my fingers. So there's a lot of energy practice that I've begun to incorporate in with my practice as well. So it's transcended beyond just the physical. But usually I do a 10-15 minute practice, sometimes a half hour, but really I let my intuition guide me. I go where it feels good, and I finish when my body lets me know that, I'm done. And I've kind of done my little routine, I've done my maintenance, I've opened my body, I've shifted my energy. And then that's a great way to start or finish your day. And incorporating this into your life daily, and start small, especially if you don't practice often. It's better and easier for the mind to adapt a new behavior if it's something that seems attainable. So if you have a lot of resistance to getting on your yoga mat, just roll out the mat and maybe sit on it. Do some really gentle side stretches. Maybe only do a minute, and then begin to build up to 5 minutes, 10 minutes. What you want to do is you want to have it be a habit that you look forward to. You want to program it into your mind that this is something you like to do, something you want to do, something that's good for your body. And you'll find yourself more willing and able to do it. In fact, you'll reach a point where you'll feel off if you haven't done your yoga practice, or if you haven't done a little bit of stretching, or really just self-care, self-care through stretching and movement and dance, and however that shows up for you is perfectly fine. Getting out of the realm of the mind thinking that your practice has to look a certain way, because I used to think that I needed to do a really rigorous Ashtanga yoga practice, or start with my sun salutations, and I had a really hard time making myself do that on my own. So I had to learn to adapt. I had to learn to figure out what works for me, and allow yourself to be playful with that. Because again, when you find something that works for you and something that you like, you're more willing and able to turn it into a part of your routine, your habit, a part of your way of being. And that's ultimately what we're looking for, is not just to do things, to do them because they're good for you and you should do them, but because you've reached a place within yourself that these practices feel good and they call to you. And again, you don't feel as good if you don't do it or don't incorporate it in your day. Or if you go a week without doing it, you're like, whoa, I really feel that in my body and my mind. Like, I know for me, if I go too long without, I like to sit, it's Supta Baddha Konasana, restorative. You can look it up on Google or YouTube, how to do it. But essentially, knees are wide open and you've got a pillow underneath your back. You're lying on your back, so chest face up, and you just let your shoulders splay out and just lie there for 5 minutes. It's a great way to wake up. Sometimes I'll take my pillow and just put it underneath my back and just lay there for 5 minutes and breathe. And it helps to open my shoulders up. And if I don't do that for a week, definitely a month, I start having back pain. So again, it's something that is really lovely and gentle, and something I look forward to incorporating. So let that be the goal. Find something that you enjoy. Look up a couple different poses that you can play with if you're new to yoga. Or if you've got a couple favorite poses, go to those ones, and then maybe add one that's a little bit more challenging, or one that you've got more resistance to. Or look up some gentle yoga videos, or whatever calls to you on YouTube. YouTube is a great resource. And there's so many different kinds of yogas. If you're into dance yoga, check out Booty Yoga. If you want something a little bit more rigorous and something predictable, Ashtanga, Baptiste Yoga, it's always a specific sequence. For something more gentle, or something for injuries, try Hatha or Kripalu. And then restorative is one of my personal favorites. If you just want to essentially relax, take it easy, go inwards, check out restorative. All right, well, I hope this helps. And if you're interested in working one-on-one with me, I do offer one-on-one sessions. I'll leave my information in the link below so you can reach out if you feel called to do so. All right, well, be well. Namaste. Until next time.